Hi, and welcome back. Also, welcome to the very first episode of Sunday Show and Tell. I could have shown the Auto World pickups quite a while ago. I had received them. I had mentioned that I had case A, and a few days after, I noticed people started posting them. But this is kind of the reason I didn't post up right away. And to me, it's not about getting up videos first with diecast first, but I received this box. It was crushed. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Postman. This is not Auto World's fault. I don't really encounter this too much from Auto World or anyone else, pretty much for that matter. I've not really had very many problems. But then again, I don't really order very much. I find it on the pegs. But as you can see here, package damaged and everything, and I'll show you the damage that was instilled on the vehicle. However, it's Auto World and it holds up to a beating, which I'll be displaying in the show and tell. Most of my stuff I acquire off the pegs, and some of them I realize are very, very old die cast. I just haven't showed all my videos I had gotten into recording, but let's get on with the show and tell. And here we'll begin with none other than what I've already shown. Release 2 case B, the pickup that came in it. Y'all seen this in the previous video, and here, get a look at this. I'm sure you've seen it elsewhere. I don't really care. That's release 1. Release 2, set A. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling off numbers, and we're gonna just get off into the majestic rides themselves. Look at the beauty of that. I'm basically posting these kind of videos for myself. I really like premium brands. I really like premium quality vehicles because for me it's all about the quality and not the quantity. And these here in America, where you could walk into a store and pick something up off the pegs, have no equal. They have no rival. And I'm not just typing that up. I was not a diecast collector. I've been collecting since May. So, in some places, I have found vehicles that are from old sets, and I will be showing them shortly. Some of them, not all of them, just a couple. But I, it's look at that. I get distracted quite easily with these vehicles. Look at the tailgate, Chevrolet on the back. I mean, the license plate, the whole 9 yards. These are just well done. That grill, bumper, turn lights. Turn signals. It's just all there. Get them rims. I really didn't care too much for the black ones, but I started noticing that they're not basic. Just run of the mill. The detail are inside those rims themselves. Sorry about the camera. I'm just big and clumsy, bumping into a tripod. But these things are just off the chain. And I've just started in May, and I started hunting these guys down everywhere I could on the pegs. Some stuff you can find online. I don't really care for ordering online, but some things you have no choice in. But when it comes to their first releases, I started ordering them online because I wanted that 1 in 100, 150 only made boxes, even though the vehicles themselves are high numbers. But enough of the rambling. Let's just enjoy the view. Mainly, I'm putting this up for me because I like looking at them. I became a car hauler. I've probably sat in every type of vehicle you could think of, from 1940s vehicles to Lambos, you name it, Maseratis, Ferraris, and I really like cars. And that's why I collect this brand, because I could collect 118, but they're too big. Look at the detail on that engine. Man, it's just spot on. And that's what I'm getting at. These are in a 1/64 scale, so you could collect a lot of them and still have plenty of room to display them, hang them up, But I'm not just about collecting diecast. I'm not some extreme collector, and this is gonna offend a lot of people. I'm not into collecting just anything. The truth of it is, I'm into collecting quality, and this is quality. This is realistic looking. It's realism. It's just awesome. Look at the detail in the seats inside of there. Look at that. Yeah, I know other brands have put out pickups, but on Saturdays I'm gonna start another show, and I'm gonna get into that too. But those other brands don't come close to this. Look at the detail. Yeah, I'm sure. I know these trucks were highly overhyped and highly anticipated, but the thing is, I don't really believe they were overhyped because I've heard people say that. These are the best. I haven't seen anything better. I've seen plenty of comparisons, and none of the other garbage comes close. Sorry, that's my opinion. We all have them. But, well, we all have one, I should say. But look at that. Tailgate down, hood up. This thing almost looked like it's slabbed, Texas style slabbed or Cali style pancaked. It's not quite there, but pretty close, somewhere in the middle. Look at this. This is just like OG original. Look like it just came off the dealer's lot. I mean, look at the hubcaps on that thing, the square tail lights. Sorry about the camera, folks, if you're watching. Turn signals on the front fender panel. Look at this. This is the one that I was showing you that got damaged. I'll show you the rear, the damage. The diecast survived. What got damaged is a bit comical. I don't really care. These diecasts that Auto World put out are so good. I'll get another one. But look at that. Just amazing. Amazing. Truly elegant. That's what I gotta say about that right there. The details there, for being the size that they are, they're just, here in America, I can't walk into any store and pick up anything better. But there you can see the tire. After all the mailman tried, he was starving. I took a bite out of that thinking it was a donut because they do look realistic. But nonetheless, it is what it is. The tire itself is in really good shape. I mean the tire, the diecast itself. Here I try to turn it the other way, black walls out. It didn't look right. It was so damaged, it still looked bad. So I left it like it was. Let's just enjoy the view, the detail. Of course, this one's red, the other one's green. I think the green one almost, and I think some people may or may not agree with me. It almost looks like it has tiny flakes of glitter. The paint job on that thing is just so freaking premium. It's just off the charts. The red, it's a nice paint job. But that green, I don't know. Sorry about the camera, folks. I'm a big guy. But it is what it is. It's awesome. Look at the keyhole below the door handle. I mean, the Chevy emblem right there next to the cab. I mean, emblem on the front of the grill. Even the headlights, even though they're painted, they just so realistic looking. How square they got those tail lights. I mean, look at the engine detail on this thing. It's insane. Let's put them next to each other. Try to get them to fit in there. Yeah, there we go. And around they go. Just freaking beautiful. I love Auto World's diecast. Really, they haven't really made anything I don't like. Some people complain that, look at that. There's the detail on that one. That engine too, spot on. Look at the plate. They both look like they say the same thing. 73. I actually had a 1972 long bed. It was green like this thing was, but the hood wasn't green. White. The whole truck was green. Had these aero rims. Can't explain it. There was these rings that went around the rims for weight. They were very dangerous. They actually made them illegal. They would, when they change your tire, those rings would fly off and cut your head off. They were pretty dangerous. But we had it on a 3/4 ton. But here, this is an Impala that came with this set because I showed you guys in the last video, the black one. I'm a huge fan of the Impala in real life. Older guy, I grew up when I was working in construction as a teenager. He actually had a 62, or yeah, I think it was a 62, but it looks like the light blue one I showed in a previous video. Identical. This thing is just awesome. I mean, the detail on the rims. Well, I say rims, but really they're hubcaps. This is just like old school. The tail light, the emblem on the trunk, the gas tank, the chrome trim going down the side panels. But anyways, I'm gonna get into comparing greatness here, and I'm gonna start with this one. This is the Chevy Kingswood. It's 1969. It's an awesome casting. I showed y'all the lead sleds in this, but this thing is just wicked, and it's. I'm about to show y'all. So look at that, 427. Yep, that's what this was packing. Detail right there on the rear fender. Kingswood. Okay. The front end. Man, that grill. That's exactly what it looks like in real life, too. But what I'm getting at here is this. Look at the difference. Station wagon. This is a Ford Country Squire. And yes, I actually found this on the pegs probably like about 2 months ago. But here I'm gonna crack it open and show y'all just how awesome these dudes are with their castings, their tension, their eye for detail. It's just there. Look at this. I'm sure maybe some of y'all seen them in other videos. I am only going to show premium stuff that I find on page here, and maybe I'll order premium stuff from other places. I actually do have some premium stuff from overseas, but I'll show that later. But here's some detail. Squire on the plates. Yes, the headlights are painted, but they look real as all get out. Look at the hubcaps with the white walls. That wood panel is just popping. It's eye popping. Country Squire. Man, this is like take me back in a time machine. If I had a magic wand, I'd just zap this thing and make it big, and I'd take everybody for a ride in this thing. It is awesome. Look at that. Look how real it looks. It just looks big. I don't even have a need to collect 118. I could collect all the premium, high quality, majestic rides that I like, and have plenty of room to actually store them and admire them. Because I am a car fan. I don't get into specs and stuff, but I know some stuff, but that's besides the point. I really like cars. I've always been around them since I was a kid. But that's just two differences, Chevy to Ford. And the detail, these things are just, they're mind-blowing. Once I seen them, I was hooked, and I said, yep, I'm gonna collect this. Finally, someone put something out worth collecting. And I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. If you have other brands you feel is worth collecting, that's your choice. I ain't knocking you. But I'm more into realism. Yes, these are classic rides. They're old school, but old school never dies. As a matter of fact, you could go out right now and buy a brand new Challenger, and it's going to depreciate really quick. But an old Challenger is going to hold the price, and it's probably going to go up by that time. But these new Challengers, plastic and everything falling apart, they're going to depreciate. It's not going to ever go up. Old school rides like these were worth the money. And look at this. So is this casting. So is this die cast. It's just there. They're worth collecting. The details there. For the size, don't think you can beat it. And I love these wagons. They put out a right here. I did not like this. A Buick Estate wagon, and I didn't like it when I first seen it. I didn't really care for it, but I got it because the detail. There's no denying the detail is there, and just gotta take notice. If you're collecting things based on quality, then collect it based on quality. And as I started getting into this, it actually grew on me. I actually like it, and as I look at it more and more, I started to realize this thing has one mean looking stance. The way it stands is just. I think they could turn this thing into a drag car, like the lead sled, because it's there. This thing looks beefed up. It's just one big old beast. Look at this. Watch this. And then the stance. Look at that. The front end looks like it's sloping. Back end is just big. This thing just looks like it's ready to take it on. With that trim going down the side of the vehicle there at an angle, it just makes that car look awesome. And here, let's put it next to the other beast. See how they turned that other beast into a lead sled. But this thing is just awesome. As I get more and more into collecting them, some of the castings people say, oh, I don't like them. They're not my favorite, and they actually start growing on me. It's weird. I went from not really caring for that Buick too much to actually liking it a lot. It's just awesome. That thing just looks mean. That color right there, I don't know. I think it's one of my favorites. It's pretty solid. Sorry about the camera. I'm big, working in a confined space. That head rack, man. Throw the luggage up there, zap it with a wand, let's floor it and go on a trip. But with today's gas prices and the way that thing goes with gas, you'd need some serious money. Look at that. I can't really get the hood up on this one. I think if you own it, you know it. If you don't, it doesn't really lift up very much. But the detail is still all up in there with that motor. It's really there. But I was telling you on another video I was going to show you the Cyclone. That was in my last video. That I really like this Cyclone. This thing is just awesome. Now, I've heard other people say they don't like the Cyclone. It's the Mercury Cyclone GT. This thing, or Comet. I'm sorry I left out the Comet for those that are going to get all technical. It's a Mercury Comet Cyclone GT. But anyways, this thing is freaking awesome. Let me crack it open here real quick. I don't know if you can see this. This is just awesome all the way around. Look at the detail on the back end of that. It's just crushing it. Look at that black stripe. Detail on the hood. It's just there. The other one's black, by the way. My chase pieces are not ultra reds. They're black and white. Some vehicles, I don't want them in black and white, like that Mustang. I love that thing in lime green because my neighbor, her son passed away and she had one forever. Everybody would try to buy it from her, but she wouldn't sell it. But anyway, this thing just looks like it came off the dealer's lot. Sorry about that camera again. Came off the dealer's lot and it's just ready to take off and race down the road. This thing just looks mean. It looks vicious. Almost looks like the front end of a Galaxy there with those upper and lower high beams being stacked on top of high and low beam being stacked on top of each other like that. This is just an awesome car. Yeah, I know I'm getting carried away. Sorry about the tripod. But I just actually enjoy looking at these things. I really like cars a lot, so I want them to look real. I don't want them to look hyped up, hyper fantasy, motors sticking out the front, because it isn't really stuff you would have even encountered in the time period that the car existed, or even in today. I mean, how many times do you see a car driving down the road with a big motor sticking out of the hood? Well, if you like the tracks, that's pretty much, where you're gonna see it. So, I understand there's people that collect NASCAR, they like NASCAR. I like cars that are real and that you would have run into, whether you're walking down the street in the year that car was designed, or, well, I guess that would even apply to now. If you're walking down the street now and you were to see that car, I don't mind seeing them with like aftermarket details on them, as long as they look legit, but this thing's just killing it. But anyways, I'm gonna do a Sunday show and tell, and Saturdays I'm gonna have a little something else that I plan on doing in the future. I'll let it out the box then. But I'm gonna be doing still doing the Hot Wheel hunts. I did one today. I may post it up tomorrow along with another piece of a Hot Wheels hunt because today was legitimately a bust. Everybody had already rifled through the bins because those bins have been out for a while now. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Be safe and have a good one.